What's going on, world? It's your boy Dame, kicking it with you guys today. We're super glad that you guys are listening in. This is the Culturally Correct Show, where we strive to keep it culturally correct. As always, I am with my bro. Rome is here, man. He's very simple, very, you know what I mean? Some will say bland, you know what I mean? But
you don't need no intro.
Yeah, no, you don't.
My content. You don't judge a book by its cover.
You know, he's consistent. I think that's, you know, that's dope. The consistency is dope. We have a special guest. Rome, I'm gonna kind of let you introduce the special guest.
Okay, I got you. Our special guest, I think we go way back. Like, if I tell you how many years we'd be telling on ourselves. But it's at least double digits.
High school?
High school.
Wow.
Yeah, like we go back some years.
Oh, wait. Were y'all both in band?
Dang, you just.
I'm going back. I'm thinking. I'm like, oh snap! I feel like I remember this.
Yeah, we both was in a band.
Okay. I got a question later on.
No, let's get out. Let's get out the way.
Clarinet?
I did not play the clarinet.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know why I said that. You just look like you'd be dope at the clarinet.
Because of my last name. My last name is Claret, so people automatically assume that I played the clarinet.
Okay.
Like that's everybody think that. You're not the first person.
What did you play?
I played the trombone. But
that's a big instrument.
It's a really long story. I'm gonna tell you this story.
Hold on, wait.
Let's get the introduction.
It was not the instrument of choice. It wasn't the instrument. It wasn't. I didn't wake up one day and was like, Mom, like I want to play the trombone. Like that's not what happened. Okay, I just want to make that known. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead, finish.
She's one of the dopest females I know. She hustles as hard as anybody else.
Hey.
She is a brilliant mind. This is my friend, my buddy, Kamaya.
Hey, that's a wonderful introduction. Like, hey.
Well, I also want to say, there's been like fires ignited over the fact that Rome never tells or says anybody, like, you know what I mean, like, or gives anybody kudos on their hustle. Like, that's his thing. Like, he's the hustler of the show.
That's what's up.
And so for him to give you kudos on the hustle, it's like that's
because I admire it.
Yeah,
real recognize real.
Okay,
and your girl real out here on these streets. You feel me? So
Kamaya, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are. You know, maybe one thing that we don't know about you.
One thing I don't know. Okay, we just Kamaya Claret, aka your girl. Okay,
yeah.
Sitting in the seat right now.
That's right here.
About me, what we did go back in high school. I played the trombone for a little bit, you know, so that's how we met in band.
Many moons
Them
ago.
summers, did y'all
I think we had maybe one or two.
I didn't do the summer.
You didn't do one?
Okay.
I thought you did one. You started one.
I think maybe, but I yeah.
Okay, y'all wasn't really about that band life.
I was in the summers, everything.
I wasn't sure like that. I wasn't down for the ride.
I
wasn't
wanted to go
ride or
to
die.
HBCU at one point. I did.
Well, we'll talk about why you didn't go to the other high school, because it seemed like they was more than marching. You didn't want to wear a skirt. That's cool. That's fine. I get it. Okay.
So I've been grinding like mostly ever since high school. Me and my homegirl in high school, we used to throw events. So we used to actually like throw parties, but like, you know, kind of, I don't want to say professional parties, but like we actually rented out the building. We were in security. We hired DJs, and so like that's basically where my grind started, just in high school throwing parties, and then from there. I have my own company called Creative Culture. It's a creative firm.
There we go.
So we do a little bit of everything. I plan events. I do public relations work. I can write as far as like speeches for people, a little bit of grant writing. I write letters for churches if they want to send out the letters and stuff like that.
Okay. So
I have a nice list of clients. I also do social media work too for them. So like some of my older clients who don't know how to work social media and manage it, I just do that for them. Okay. So, and I'm actually better at managing other people's social medias than I am myself. That's kind of sad. But so that's what I do. That's the creative culture thing. I got some other things lined up. Got a magazine coming out called Cultivate Magazine.
Okay.
So that's going to be dope. Oh, and the magazine's going to have fashion. It's going to talk about fashion, music, art, literature as far as like poetry. If you a screenplay writer, we're gonna talk about your screenplay that you wrote, like all types of stuff, and entrepreneurship. So those are the aspects of the magazine that's coming out. And then on top of that, I just don't know, anything I can get my hands into that I'm really interested in, I just dive into it.
That's what's up. Well, I can see why you would give her the hustling kudos, man. She's definitely out here.
Yeah. Hands in a lot of jars.
Yeah.
I try.
Okay, all right.
I thought I had my hand in a lot. I had to slow down the other day.
And I still hold down a job too. So like still hold down a regular job
So
as
she
well.
still is in corporate America a little bit.
Yeah. You know, I still do the corporate thing. I work at a university here, Anderson University. So I meet with students. I'm like their student success coordinator, which is crazy because it's just funny to me because I was struggling a lot in college, right? Yeah. So for me to actually help other college students is kind of ironic, but it's cool though because I can tell them all the things not to do.
Yeah. Because you live that life.
Exactly.
You know from experience,
personal experience. So yeah,
that's what's up, man. Well, that's awesome, man. That is awesome. Well, every week we do, what I realize, and it's a segment of the show that people kind of look forward to, and so. I'm gonna let Rome kick it off this week, man.
What I realized this week is I think I have to put a price on my inconvenience. So I'm gonna tell you what made me come to this realization. It had nothing to do with my business or any business ongoings I have. I literally read an article a couple weeks ago. I want to say it was Delta Airlines. They overbooked a flight. And their protocol is the person with the cheapest who paid the cheapest has to catch the next flight. So this particular day, it was somebody of color who got the cheapest ticket. Yeah. And so she was very upset about it.
You don't punish me for being
financially. Man, listen, we all want deals. Everybody want a deal. And so she thought it was unfair. They put her off the plane, or she left the plane. Wasn't no big fight, but she took to social media and tagged Delta and everything. They said, and they got her on the next flight, which is I think a couple hours out. So her plan was she went on social media, outraged, all this. So they said we'll get you on the next flight, give you $250 worth of flights of credit. She said, no, that ain't good enough. So they haggled for maybe another couple hours. She ended up getting the next flight and $10,000 worth of credit on Delta Airlines.
Wow.
Swag.
And so she really just got inconvenienced by having to step back and catch a later flight.
Yeah.
But now I got $10,000 in credit worth of Delta flights.
I'm going everywhere.
That's big. So
I need to come up.
Man,
it's a mean come up.
Man, I know what my family is large. I know what tickets are going for. Like I'll just fly
Me
just
and
with no
wifey trying to plan a trip right now. I wish I had 10
better call her.
Yeah.
Man, everybody going.
Dang.
So her inconvenience was worth that. So I need to start charging.
You know how many Christmases like that covers? Like if you got 10 racks of, and then credit, and you just get all the cousins. Hey, yo, let's go to Miami.
You can pay for everybody. Hey, don't worry. You just got to get there, and I'll get you there.
I might even charge y'all $50 a ticket. Just be like,
just because, right? Hey, that's a come up.
Imagine how many frequent flyer miles she's gonna
when we get down there.
That's a come up. Oh my
frequent flyer miles. Imagine those on that.
See? Where's she from? Like, I need to be best
Are we
friends
related?
With her.
Is that family in them? So I need to start charging or making sure my inconvenience is settled.
Yeah, no, I can dig it, man. For me, what I realized is this is light but kind of deep, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that you're here because maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
So we all know Cardi B dropped the album last week, right? And it was, I don't know if have you heard it? Come on.
I have heard it. Yes.
What you like it?
Kinda? I thought it was cool. I like it.
Okay, good. We won't do a full album review, but
yeah.
I'm a fan. I like it. She whoever is on her team is really doing her justice. Like they're really like doing the right things for her because
her
it was well
the Migo,
facts,
you know
but she don't. she got a couple songs where she sound like, you know what I mean? Okay, she's, you know what I mean, down with the Migos. But a lot of, like, the joint with Chance is, like, one of my favorites. The I Like It is one of my favorites. So, anyways, what I realized this week is I might be a little bit more sexist than I thought I was. And I'm going to tell you why. Cardi B dropped last week, or 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Last week, or this week, I'm sorry, Thursday or Friday or something like that, Nicki Minaj comes out with her interview on the Apple Music platform.
Yeah.
And she talks about, of course, Cardi. I mean, you have to, like, Cardi has made herself an elephant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's in the room.
And then they have a little beef.
Well,
beef, non-beef.
Let me say that Cardi, in her most recent interview, said that was fake. It's not a real beef. She has nothing but respect for Nicki. Nicki then comes out and says that, you know, that she didn't like Cardi's one of her older interviews. You know what I mean? She felt like she wasn't as grateful to Nicki for being on a song with Nicki. Essentially, is what the motorsport joint with the Migos.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. The reason why I realized I was probably a little bit more sexist than what I thought is because I was probably judging Cardi based off of Nicki.
Okay.
And that's wrong. I realize that's wrong. I can't do that.
Yeah.
She's an artist.
Yeah.
She's a person. She's an artist.
So you was comparing them.
Yeah, I was comparing them automatically. And I think that, you know, we're programmed somewhat to do that. You know what I mean? In a way. I don't know. I'm not trying to excuse my ignorance, but I think that to an extent we're kind of programmed to put people into categories. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I think that it's wrong to automatically, you know, when I hear a female rapper, to automatically go to,
is she better than this?
Is she better than this other female rapper? Like, I should literally be like, okay, she's better, because it's clear. There's no debate. She's better than like a 21 Savage, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
She's better than a Lil Yachty, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Just as far as like
Bars.
a whole like bars album, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's she's legit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's super legit. And I shouldn't be like just keeping her, you know, in this box. Yeah, in this bubble or in this box of female artists. That's whack. And I acknowledge that. Ladies, I'm sorry. You know, I'll do better in the future. Am I wrong?
I mean, realistically, I think it is a little bit wrong, but I think we all do it in general. Like, cause like even in my mind, like I still compare Cardi B and like Nicki. You know what I'm saying? Like who's better? Who has a better flow?
Are you sexist?
I don't think so. Like don't take it there. But I would never compare like Cardi B to like a Lauryn Hill because I feel like they have different flavors to them. But I think that in the genre of like hip hop and like her particular style, I think that she's comparable to a lot of other people. Like you said, like 21 Savage, like. If it was bars only, like she's about to kill him.
Oh,
like,
yeah, fact,
you know,
fact though.
So I think, but she's comparable to a lot of people though.
Rome, do you disagree? Like,
you think so?
First of all,
21?
First of all, fact or not, you've never listened to a whole 21 Savage project.
Fact, I have.
Oh, wow.
You have?
You know, listen, you know, I'm in a car a lot, and I listen to albums all day. Like,
you were intrigued.
His lyrics are horrible, but why I smirked for?
What are we talking about?
My smirk for was I really don't know if Cardi is writing all her stuff. I clearly don't. Nobody goes wrong on 21 Savage.
Yeah, he wrote that.
He wrote that.
He could have had a younger cousin write that for him. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, come on, his little cousin could have wrote that.
I know clearly he didn't write that. Me with her. I'm still on the fence on how much of her work she writes.
No, I feel that.
But do you think that about any of your other favorite rappers? Like people say that
I
about
think
Drake.
About Drake. I think about that. What song or how much of a Drake song did he write? I think about that a lot.
If you really think about it, a lot of the artists that we like, they probably have ghost writers.
And I get it. And
But also, even if someone writes it, I think that she has the flavor to like present it. You feel me? So you can write that for anybody. I mean, someone could ghostwrite for 21 Savage, but is his flow gonna be appropriate for it? Like, no, he could be like, oh,
okay, so
no.
Listen, Dave called me out for a facial expression. I didn't say nothing.
Well,
I showed the confused look.
Come on, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Does a person lose artistry credit, artistry points when they're not the one who created it? And so what I mean by that is, is someone less of an artist if they have a ghostwriter? Because you brought up something very important. You brought up the delivery.
Right.
The package is like, it's not just, if it was just the words, you would be selling poems out here. Like, yeah, I mean, but that's not it.
The
like,
delivery,
it's everything. It's the flavor. I'll be honest with you, with Cardi B, like that little bit of Latina like accent that she got, that's just dope to me. Like, it's almost equivalent to what you would find in that Southern drawl. Like, why the South was so dope, because the stuff that they said, you know what I mean, the way that they said it, they had that twang. Yeah. She has that with that the Afro Latina. Like, I liked it. I want you to. Yeah, I like that. That Poppy.
No, but
listen, I
don't think they lose any. I'm okay with rappers having ghostwriters because singers or artists on R&B, they don't write their songs.
So
Beyonce,
that's what I was about to say.
Her biggest hits
are not really.
I think whatchamacallit got like 2 or 3.
Neo.
Well, Neo got some. But then Dream, he has some.
Dream writes for everybody.
Everybody.
And nobody knows.
I think I don't know the details. You have to look this up. Do your Googles. Do your Googles. But I think Dream gave one of his baby mamas like 60-70% of Justin Bieber's baby.
He gave it to his baby mom?
I think when his first baby mom, he gave her a huge portion of it as like
child support
type situation.
Wow.
Here, you can just have these royalties.
You just take these royalties. Like,
that's actually kind of smart, though.
Very smart, because that song's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll forever get paid off of it. But then on top of that, like, yo, I got to the left. I think he wrote that one.
No, that's Neo.
That's Neo? Okay.
Neo wrote.
Because
you remember they went to court because she didn't give him enough credit.
Maybe he did, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it.
I think that's it. I think he
because
that sounds like all the dreams. Once you go back and learn who wrote songs and you listen to their albums and then go back to listen to people they wrote, you can hear the similarities.
R. Kelly wrote a lot of stuff like that we don't know that he wrote. Like, I can't remember, but you know, one of the biggest, and I think we talked about this on the podcast once before. They said that whatchamacallit wrote "Summertime" for Will Smith, Rakim.
I heard that.
And then, but when you go back and listen to it though,
then you
cruise. Like, you go back and listen to it, it's like, oh wow, that sounds like Rakim. You know what I mean? So, but what I'm asking you is, Kamaya, does a person lose credit, value? I don't know what you would say when you find out that, okay, oh, you didn't write this.
I think a little bit it does, because it separates the entertainers from like the true artists. So like Beyonce,
so that's my question.
Is an entertainer.
Okay, she's not an artist.
I would not put her in the artist category because she does not write a lot of her album. Like for me, when I look at artists and artistry, like it's like the whole everything. Like I know, like the Beehive and everybody, like
the Beehive is
I'm probably gonna go outside and get jumped. Like security, help me. But like she's an entertainer though.
Just because we had you on.
People just cut off like yo, listen, I'm not giving them another.
Yeah, this is
anything.
Okay. No one's listening. But no, like I think that she's a great entertainer. Like I wouldn't take anything away from her, but like I can't say that she's one of my favorite. Like that's almost like, can you compare like Beyonce, since she's a great entertainer, to like someone like
Lauren?
like Prince or something like that.
Prince,
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's an entertainer as well, but he wrote a lot of his music. He plays, you know what I'm saying, the instruments in it.
One of his albums, he played like the majority of.
Right.
I mean, drums, bass.
Like, that's true artistry.
Keys, yeah.
That's true art. That's not taking away from who Beyonce is as a person, because everyone loves her, to watch her. I mean, she cool to me, but you know, everyone loves to watch her. But I don't think that necessarily takes away a lot of it, but I think it just defines the art, the entertainers from the artists. So I think that if someone is ghostwriting for, like, I mean, I don't know. We don't necessarily know.
Yeah, no, we don't.
But as for right now,
I'd imagine though, like, you got a very prominent career in stripping, and then all of a sudden you're like a number one rapper.
I don't know about that, because if you stripping, that means you done been through a lot of things. You done seen a lot of things. Like, you got some things to talk about, and you listen to music all the time. Like, she's stripping. She listen to music. She know all the latest hits.
Yeah, she knows when to hit the splits. Right. Exactly. Pan to make her okay, that right there.
she know all the hits. You know what I'm saying? She been dancing to them, you know, a large portion of her life. So I don't necessarily think that. I don't know. I don't think that I don't think she has a ghostwriter, but I guess we'll find out.
She thanks them for the.
Oh, she thanks her ghostwriters?
She thanks her ghostwriter for Be Careful, I think.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I think he may have had the hook. He may have whoever that was. He may have had the hook, and she took the hook.
Oh.
Okay.
Which, I mean, that happens with rappers all the time. So, like, you know what I mean? Kanye, who he's an artist to me, you know what I mean? But the truth of the matter is, Rhyme Fest, Def for sure, Sci-Hi the Prince are responsible for a lot of Kanye's greatest verses. Like
even Travis Scott more recently.
Travis Scott, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but Travis Scott is probably 70. Not Travis Scott, but what's the other kid? Kid Cudi is about 70-80% responsible for 808s and a Heartbreak. That's all Kid Cudi. Like, seems like street lights glowing happen to be just like moments. That's Kid Cudi. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's him. Like, that we've heard this before, but we didn't hear it. You know what I mean? So, but where I give Kanye the creative piece, the same thing with DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled, he don't write nothing.
No, not at all.
He don't really produce nothing. But I've always said this about Khaled. Khaled is the equivalent to an interior designer.
Okay.
An interior designer didn't make the couch. They didn't create the paint. But if I can tell you, hey, put this paint here, and we're gonna do a backsplash here, or we're gonna do, you know what I mean? What's that? The wall that is a different color than every other wall. Accent wall here, and we're gonna put this couch here. We're gonna use this rug. I didn't create none of it, but what I did create was the vibe that's in that room. I created a vibe. Yet, what do they call it? Feng shui.
You know, I was listening to somebody.
A feng shui.
DJ Khaled is just persuasive. It's like they all had a meeting, and he's the follow-up guy. Hey, you checked that out yet? Hey, you getting back with me? Like, he's just very persuasive.
DJ Khaled, another one.
So he's just persistent asking people.
But he's equivalent to. He is the equivalent to an interior designer, because an interior designer, you look at Chip and Joanna, one of the greatest shows on HGTV. My wife loves that show. She really wishes I was Chip. Listen, I ain't Chip. I got some chips. I can pay a Chip.
I got called Chip the other day. She said, Chip, come here. I said, listen, this is not that.
This is not that. I don't know nothing about what he talking. Listen, I can pay somebody that could have been Chip if they didn't get addicted to drugs. I can pay him.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, no, listen,
they're the best prices. Man, they might even give you be like, hey, I got 2 beers and 20. They be like, yeah.
And a loaf of bread for you that you can have. I don't know
loaf of bread?
Yeah, and a loaf of bread. But anyways, Joanna, you can't tell me she's not an artist. She goes and she tells, him how to make the room. Mm-hmm. But him without her, he's not an artist. He's a machine. But the problem, the cool part about all of this is, you can't have artistry without the machine. And so what I mean by that is Prince, because you brought up Prince, he's an artist.
Right.
There's some of the people who played for him, even though he played every instrument. He couldn't play every instrument simultaneously.
At one time,
Right.
There's some people who are machines that create the art. You know what I mean? Like,
because they might not have been a creative, they're
not
talented.
Perfect, and that's why I wanted to tie that into what assists this movement. There's no, they're not creative necessarily, but they are a part of the end product. You know what I'm saying? You can't. There's no way you can experience Prince in his fullness without
his band.
I mean, of course. That I don't
Not every musician is creative. They can just go in and regurgitate it.
Because I've always
teach
asked,
you this, and
you see the and I hate to do this. It's very stereotypical, but you see the Asian kids who are like these prodigy pianists, but they're reading sheet music, and so it doesn't have to be Asian kid. I mean, any kid is a person who plays the piano and is only reading sheet music. Are they an artist? Or are they like?
They're musicians.
That would be the difference of someone who can. I mean, if comparables, that's someone who can read music and someone who plays music just from like
by ear.
So like,
but 9 times out of 10, that person who can play music by ear could create music by ear.
Fact though.
And then that person who reads music can't create.
Yeah,
that's
they're
true.
like, if you sit them in front of the same keys that they know up and down, but there's no music in front of them, they're like, what do I do?
I think I've
seen that before.
They can put together the elements though. So people who are like fine tuned and like knowing music, they can tell you like maybe you should switch the keys up, or switch the chords and things of that nature. So like someone who's not very like, if they don't know how to necessarily like read music, but they need, like, let's say all their songs sound the same. Everything kind of sound the same, but it's a hit, but it just sounds the same. They can ask someone else who is like fine tuned and like knowing it, who can read music and kind of like help them. So I guess it's a collaborative effort. It's a collaborative.
One hand feeds the other.
Yeah, it's a collaborative effort though. So because even with Beyonce, like even though Beyonce she doesn't necessarily write her music, but she has the vibe that the people want. You know what I'm saying? Like she has the.
And the truth of the matter is, there's only one person who can. That her voice is unique.
It's only one Beyonce.
And her ability is unique. She has range. Like I watched part of her Coachella performance, and that range is ridiculous.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when she's doing the I see it and I want it. I want that joint. Like people, you don't notice it because it seems like it's a very basic song. It's just really like turn. You know what I'm saying? But she really shows her range because she's like. She goes from there to that, you know what I mean? Yeah, hey, this corny with that Illuminati, man, like real, like deeper, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she's able to like, and so for people who, this is dope. Like we all know music. So for people who don't know music, you would look at that and was like, well, this is a really basic song. Like no, like she's showing you
range,
her range. You know what I mean?
No,
so
yeah. That makes sense.
So to that. I would agree that she is an artist because you'll put something in front of her and say, okay, here's the melody, but the subtleness is like the way that she attacks it. Maybe she adds artistry a little bit. I don't know, but I'm with you. I give more credit
because I think even if somebody writes the lyrics, she's in there.
Because Smokey wrote a lot for the Temptations.
Oh, he wrote a lot of it.
And or, I was getting to this debate the other day with somebody we were doing the whole Mike versus Chris Brown situation.
Barry Gordy,
like, is responsible for. Now, Mike wrote too.
Quincy
Jones,
Quincy. Mike wrote too. I'm not, we're not gonna lie. Like, Mike wrote too, but Quincy, like a lot of those big
Quincy
joints.
hits. And this is what I would say about Mike. It was Quincy hits with Mike putting his input in. Hey, let's do it like this. What about this? He puts his, and I think that's what Beyonce does.
What if I did a Shimon right here? What if I just gave him a quick Shimon?
My most impressive thing with me and Beyonce
Shimon
is that her
looking ass. Okay, go ahead.
is her. Me in concerts, I really don't like going to too many concerts because either when they perform, you hear them, they sound gas. It doesn't sound like the performance or like the CD.
It's tiring to dance
It's
and
tiring.
sing at the same
But if
time.
you listen to Beyonce and go to a Beyonce show,
She's on point.
she doesn't tire. And she
Yeah.
sounds like the album. Like, if not better.
Yeah.
And so I'll always judge, like, we all know Mary J is a studio artist.
Hey, I love Mary J. I don't care.
Yeah, but
care.
she can't
Hey, yo, that
sing.
dance, that Mary
And
J
she can't
dance.
sing. Live, she
down
does not
there.
sound well.
Wow.
And then she try to dance, then she get tired.
Hey,
Like,
I hit the Mary J. every now and then. You know that? Off
So-
beat. Hey, with the
So I
kid.
If
think
y'all can see Kamaya doing the Mary J right now, listen.
And he got she gave me crunk.
but can't sing. And so I think, like you said, she's bigger than what we try to label her. She's not just an entertainer. She's just not an artist. She's like, because you either get one or the other. Like, you never get a whole
Total package.
And I think she's one of the closest things to it.
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, so let me ask you guys this. I've always asked this question. In their prime, what concert are you going to, Prince or Mike?
Prince.
Oh, that's hard. I think I might go to a Prince concert. I think I'm gonna take Prince.
Over Michael Jackson?
I always
in
been
their
a Prince.
prime. Oh, you said in their. Oh, that's so hard. Oh my god.
I'm taking Prince. I don't care. Like, I still feel when he
Why?
sang Dirty Diana on Purple Rain.
No, low key, I'm about to go.
Not
I'm
Dirty
about to go to
Diana,
Michael because people was passing out, and I don't I've been excited to see people, but not to the extent where I want to
don't have
pass
that much-
out.
I mean-
like I
have
want to
that
know
much
what the hype
reverence
is
for Mike.
about. Like I want to be next to the girl who passed out. Like what happened? Like you know what I'm saying?
I just feel like Mike was always Mike. You knew what you was getting from Mike. Prince, you never knew what he was doing.
They both came out in heels, though.
Listen.
Can you moonwalk in heels? You can't moonwalk in heels. He didn't come out no heels.
Oh yeah, he ended it with the penny loafers. But
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody. I got into a huge debate with somebody online about Mike, man, because they were like, "Oh, well, he was an original." I was like, "Nah, well, he got a lot of what he did off of James
Oh
Brown.
yeah.
Like he'll tell you that. Like if you watch the movie, like you'll see." You know what I mean? So, anyways, that's crazy.
Yeah, I
that
might
we
have to recant I think I might have to go see Mike because like he got the fire going and everything. Like my eyes gonna be peeled to the stage the whole time.
Prince, I got it. I need.
Well, listen, we spend a lot of time on my.
We always do. That's what you do.
Wrong. That's not my fault, bro. It's not my fault. I'm sorry.
Take over the show. every
Kamaya,
week.
I would like to know what you realize.
What I realized? Oh, okay. So me as being a woman, women like to wear makeup and things of that nature, right? So I hit my 30s. I was like, you know what? I need to perfect the art of me putting on makeup. I don't have none on
Okay.
right now, but I was like, let me try to perfect it, right?
Yeah.
I realized doing eyebrows is actually really hard. So like, you know how we sit here and sometimes I be clowning folks if they eyebrows I'm like, what is she doing? So it's like, sis, like what's wrong with your brows? Like they look confused.
So, do you notice eyebrows?
You notice eyebrows.
Rome, do you notice
Everybody
eyebrows?
notice eyebrows.
I can't say that. I mean, I notice.
Okay,
if
so-
they're not there, I notice.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. I notice when my wife gets hers done.
See?
No, but if she
no?
never get them done, I wouldn't care. But I notice.
No. Wait. Do you notice because she told you she
No,
going to
I
get them
notice. I
done?
actually notice.
You notice 'cause they
I actually
fleeky.
notice because you look. You see, it's like this is how I feel like eyebrows do for women when they. And she doesn't get makeup on them. She literally gets them, lined up or whatever, y'all plucked.
Yeah.
Like, ain't nobody hitting her with the
Whatever
Andes, bro.
y'all got.
Listen, nobody's hitting her with the Andes Clippers, bro.
Hey, I do know a barber who do it. I know
They
barber.
hit her with the Clippers?
Yeah.
Like if you got the unibrow right here.
Okay, that makes
You know what I'm
sense, but I'm
saying?
saying-
They
No,
might
I do.
try
I know
to shape it
barbers
a
who
little bit.
do eyebrows. I do.
Yeah, I've seen it with the razor, but with the Clippers,
Well,
bro.
that's a line. Razors is a lineup. But it's what they do with their eyebrows is like a guy getting their line.
Yeah.
Like it just.
It adds a little bit of oomph to
It
it.
enhances what is already there.
Yeah, see, exactly.
But I do notice the women who draw them on instantly.
I get you. I'm with. That's why I
it's-
said I notice when they're not there. When they're drawn on, I'm like, and immediately my thought is, there's a sickness, there's an illness, there's something.
I just be like, why? Just go bald. I went somewhere.
So you assume that they got like cancer or something?
You go there.
Behind
why you
they
did that?
don't have
They sick in the head.
eyebrow.
Why shave off your eyebrow? No, they shave off. I wouldn't grow more.
Because when I look and I see that a young lady or an older lady, whatever, doesn't have natural eyebrow hair, I then look and I check to see if the hair that she has
is actually real.
is real. That's the first, like, I go to, like, okay.
But that's bad because, you know, a lot of women wear wigs now. So, like, clearly a lot of women are not wearing their real hair. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they out here, like, just with cancer. Like, that would be, like, 90% of the population.
Cancer isn't the only reason for hair loss, guys.
Okay.
Medical reason. It could have been other things.
Alopecia.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Something. And I'm looking,
But
I'm
it's
like,
just that if you don't do it, just go do it right. I literally hate the little pencil line. It's
yeah, when I see that thing, it's etch and sketch. I'm like,
but they are hard to do. Like, okay, so my understanding of doing eyebrows is you're still supposed to keep the hair that's on your eyebrows, but you're supposed to, like, define it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to define it a little bit. You feel me? Like, you know how y'all go to the barbershop and let's say your line is, like, let's say you got the LeBron line. Yeah, so you want to, like, you know, paint it a little bit. Right. And so that's what to do the eyebrows, that's what you're supposed to do. But to make it like, that's hard. Like, I was really in the mirror the other day, like, really trying to, like, make it. And I was like, what? How do they, like, I don't know how it takes a lot of courage to go out your front door knowing that you didn't try your best. Because you can't count on everybody to try to do it. Like, you eventually have to learn how to do it yourself. You know how
what about the places that they go to? Like, you don't, is it a thing, like, I'm not paying money to go get my stuff?
I just think your eyebrows
but, well, you know, the place that you go to get it.
Yeah, but some people
she just try to do
fullers.
You
like,
just try to.
What you do is, like, you know, they get it arched, but, you know, you may have really thin eyebrows, so you didn't arch them, but they thin, so you try to color them in. You feel me? To get, you know, to make them look fuller. Yeah, and so
to enhance.
Exactly, and that is the hard part. Like, even if you get one on fleek, you got to do the other one. A hairline, you know what I'm saying? You just got to go straight across.
No, you don't. Hairlines are tricky.
Yeah, you got to do both sides.
You got to do the temple
symmetrical.
Yeah. Gotta.
But you know what I'm saying?
Your barber
like,
cannot have failed geometry. Like, he can't fail geometry because you got to do what you did to one side, you have to do to the other.
See, that's the reason why I can't do eyebrows, because I failed geometry. Like, I can't get
what is
it together.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Like, there's an order of operations.
That's not that's algebra, bro.
It all works.
They go together. Math builds upon each other.
I think geometry is separate from algebra a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just a tad bit. All I know is whatever you get to one side, you need to do to the other side.
That's really, it's hard though. Like, I appreciate every makeup artist out there because they really, like, put in time to learn that.
But it's different when you're doing it on someone and then doing it to yourself.
See, I know a lot of women who say it's easier for them to do it to themselves than to do it on someone else. So, like, a lot of women, like, they can do their own makeup, but it's harder for them to do it on other people.
I go to college. I went to college. I was at Vincennes University, Vincennes, Indiana. Had this dude from Gary doing my hair. Okay. And he was cutting my hair, not doing my hair. He was cutting my hair. From Gary, Indiana, he was cutting my hair. That's bad. I said doing my hair, but anyway,
he got that updo.
Y'all, whatever. And I ain't gonna tell y'all his name because his name was mad suspect. Honestly, I ain't gonna tell y'all his name. I never called him by what everybody else called him. I never called him that.
Now you know you got to say.
Now I gotta say it. I would never in my life be caught calling another grown man booty.
Man, your name Clarence. I'm gonna call you Clarence.
Wow.
Hey, Steve. Listen, Steve. Long story short, dude messed up my hair bad, bro. He messed up my head horribly. And the other guy that I liked, you know, we're in college. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm in Vincennes. This is the most Caucasianist town in America.
Super Caucasian.
Vastly Caucasian. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, dude's messed up my hair. I can't really, you know what I mean, get in to see this other guy, like, regularly. So I said, you know what? Let me order these clippers. And I started to learn how to cut my own hair.
Yeah.
To this day, you know, I cut my own hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I had a barber for a little bit. You know what I mean? Things got weird.
They got why did it get weird?
Things got weird. Yeah, I mean, things got weird. So I went back to cut my own hair. I'm currently in search of.
Oh my gosh.
I'm currently.
I want to know why it got
Rome,
weird.
I see you got a haircut.
How did it get weird?
Rome, tell me about your barber, Rome.
I got multiple barbers. I got
So you're not
a
loyal.
city barber.
Okay.
I got a where I live barber.
Okay, yeah.
And
Which one did you go to this time, Rome?
My city barber.
Okay, all right. It probably worked out better for your schedule.
I'm in the city 6 days a week.
Okay, there we go. So anyways, long story short, sis, I learned how to cut my own hair. And actually, I'm in the process of ordering.
But was it good the first time? Like the first time you cut your own hair, you was like, oh, like
bad.
I look.
No, so
Right.
I'm telling the story to say that I vibe with you in the sense that yes, like when you first start doing something on your own, like it's difficult, and so it was hard. It was horrible. It was the worst. And then on top of that, like I'm at this college. I'm at this not community college, but this JUCO, this junior college.
Yeah.
And we're doing the whole what do they call the public restroom, like the community showers?
Yeah.
So like, I'm not able to get close enough to the mirror because these are like, public bathroom sinks. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm far away from the mirror. I can't really see what I'm doing.
So you was really jacking yourself up.
It was bad. It was
Wow.
bad. So, but anyways, I say that to say now, 10 years in, 11 years
Pretty
in,
proficient.
I'm very efficient when it comes to cutting my own hair.
Yeah.
I haven't mastered like the back. I've never I've always been kind of lazy. Like, I'll cut the extra hair off my neck, but that's it. Like, I'm not lining the back up like that. But you know what I mean. So, anyways, I get what you're saying. I'd imagine with eyebrows, it's the exact same thing. When you first start out, it's gonna be difficult.
It's the beard for me. Like I can't ever get my beard. I just stopped messing with it.
Well, the barber, your shitty barber, did a good job, bro.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's why you have two.
Yeah,
I always have two.
Okay. Yeah.
Most people have one though.
No, I feel you though. Like, cause I have a guy that I go to in the city as well who cuts my hair, but I have a Anderson barber as well. So I feel you. I feel you. It works.
I'm
it
not
works
the
out.
only person. My city barber been cutting my hair since I was like 13.
Oh wow.
So he knows my head. I can go in after a year of not going in there, and he cuts it how I like it because he been cutting my hair. But he asks how I want it. Tell him how. It's perfect. Like, I don't have no problem.
Well, we have a problem, guys.
What's that?
The problem is we had topics that we were supposed to get to. And we are legit 45 minutes into this podcast.
Oh wow.
And we have not gotten to our topics.
That's terrible.
I wouldn't say it's terrible. I just think that, good conversation.
He's telling us to move on is what he's doing.
No, I'm not.
Like,
I'm not
and we spent the most time on his what we realized. So then he'll rush us.
Be like, hey guys,
No, we're good. No, we're good. So listen, check this out. This is one I really wanted to get to, though. I feel like this is very important.
So you're putting that at the front of the list.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this at the front. It's actually in perfect succession, but you gotta be the one to tee it up. It's about the X.
Oh yeah.
Talk about that one.
Okay, I got you. It was I gotta look it up. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared. I never tee up anything.
Yeah,
You're usually the host with the most.
I'm usually that guy,
but right now you can't.
it's because I've had the most. I lived up to to the expectations.
Oh man. Oh, so basically what it was, I read a status, or it was a story on Facebook. Basically a man was writing into a blog or something like that. And he said he met one of his wife's old friends in the store, and they were having a conversation. The old friend of his wife said, "Hey, what's your son name? I know you got a son." And the son name ended up being an ex. So the friend got kind of quiet and said, like your ex-husband, like your ex? And so then the wife has never spoke to the husband about it. She don't want to speak about it.
So the wife named their child after her ex. So me personally, I have heard it happening with men. I heard it was a stat. I tried to look it up after I seen this article to make sure the stat I heard. But I heard this stat a long time ago that 40% of men named their daughter after ex-girlfriend.
Wow.
I heard that stat.
Wow.
I heard it.
Wow.
Couldn't find it. But I literally
listen,
heard it at least 5 years ago.
Christian, if you listen to this podcast, I've never met a Kaylin.
You got to question his judgment
And
now.
I've never
Go
met
through
a
your
Reagan.
book. She's lying. Go through your book.
No, I'm legit. Like I feel like right now, if you went to my Facebook, you're not gonna find a Kaylin or a Reagan. Actually, the one Kaylin you would find is my good friend Tanner's sister. That's it. But yeah, nope. Okay, so anyways, 40%. That's crazy.
That's what I heard. That me. And so what shocked me about the story was that a woman did it. And then the guy went on to say the name was so unique he never met nobody else with that name.
Yeah, I read the same thing, and that's what kind of tripped me out. It wasn't like, oh, like your ex-boyfriend was Michael. Like Michael's, that's a common name, but like if you,
it's in the Bible. Like if it's in the Bible, you're good.
but something super unique, like I don't know, Zaytoven. What if his name was like Zaytoven or
Like
Zazanani? Like ain't no Zazanani. Like come on, like you didn't name your son Zazanani?
Lontrell.
yeah, like I don't know. I didn't name none of my kids after any exes, so I'm clear in there.
I don't have no kids yet, so
Okay.
I don't have a chance.
Would you do it?
That I just feel like that's trifling. Like I wouldn't do that like that because that's awkward. Like what if you have your son or your daughter out and you see your ex and your ex is like, hey, what's up? How you doing? What's your daughter or son name? And like, or your son's name. And you'd be like, well, my son's name is Michael too. Like I got the same name. Like that's weird. Unless they did. If they did, it don't matter.
What?
Like what if your ex is dead?
Well,
Like
if your
ain't
ex
nobody-
died, like it's the ex
Yeah.
that died, and you had to move on.
I mean, because
and
then
it's
you don't
in
have to
his memory.
explain it too
Yeah,
much.
but why
Like,
he's still around though? Like,
Why you remembering
Like,
him?
You
know?
with me now?
This is our kid. No, yeah.
Nah,
I'm not
But at
going.
least you wouldn't have that awkward. Like if you seen your ex, there's no seeing
It's
your ex in
awkward
public.
no matter what. Why you
It
want to
is
name my
awkward.
son Michael?
Like, I
Because
would-
my ex that died.
No,
No,
I mean you make up something like my uncle. His middle name was Michael.
That has
and,
to be tough though, right?
like how you gonna
That has
explain
to be
that?
tough to like, because most people, when they leave a relationship because, they're done with it, right?
Well, clearly she ain't done.
Right,
Ain't
you're
done.
right,
She
right.
named her kids.
But what I'm saying is, like, how would you deal with a situation where the person that you with, has an untimely death? How legit, like, you're in love, like,
and they die.
and they die, like, you're in love and they die. How do you date from that point? Because it's like, it's not that you wanted to leave the relationship.
Right, they just died.
Yeah, they just died. Like, you didn't voluntarily, like, yo, I'm out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how most situations work. Like, yo, I'm out of here. I'm done.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I mean,
Sometimes somebody leave you and you like, oh no, don't go, and then you got to deal with them.
either
you
way,
gotta
it
watch
goes,
them be happy.
Someone volunteered to leave the situation. When someone dies, nobody volunteered for that.
Okay, but actually though, they say that when you are heartbroken, it's the same effect as someone dying. So it's almost the same. You had the same. So okay,
It's the same
all of us
feeling?
have been heartbroken. Well, I have. I guess I'm assuming y'all have.
You want to talk
too.
about it?
No, I don't want to talk about it. It's a touchy subject. And I'm not gonna go there. Guys.
Okay.
Okay, but all of us have been heartbroken. They say that your heartbreak is the same as someone dying. So like, I mean, if
I was heartbroken for real.
well, okay, then it feels so that heartbreak that you feel, it would feel the same if they was dead.
But at the same time, I also, okay, so I'm heartbroken from a early college, late high school relationship. Mm-hmm. So we were together high school / college. But I've never, I don't think I've ever compared, literally, I'm confident in saying this. I don't think I've ever compared that to what I have with my wife. And it's because I know that I'm in a better spot than I ever was. Mm-hmm. It's undoubtedly, like, I'm in a better position. It's like, yo, I got traded from the Brooklyn Nets to the Golden State Warriors. Like, undoubtedly, there's no question I'm in a better position. I mean, I'm starting out here. Like, I'm in a better position than I ever was. So, for me, I did have that heartbreak. I experienced that. But at the same time, it's like, yo, like, I done came up. Let's talk about the come up out here. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Here's the truth. Sometimes the come up is the heartbreak.
That's
It
true.
is
That's
the
true.
severing ties.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes that it right there is the come up.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah, I see that.
You know what I mean? Like,
that, yeah.
because there are certain people. I'm not. I studied one of the classes I took in high school, and y'all may or may not had her. Mm-hmm. It's so horrible the name they had for her. It's wrong. You guys remember Mrs. Knurk?
Yeah, she was the English teacher, the honors English teacher, wasn't she?
Do you remember? Y'all remember the nickname they had for her? We're not gonna talk about it. Whatever. Anyways,
since you said her real name, we can't.
They had a nickname for her?
Yeah.
She's deceased now, you know that. Because she had cancer.
Her nickname had to do with, it was so bad. It was wrong. Whatever. We're not going to talk about it. Anywho, I took an etymology class. So, this etymology, the study of words, right? It's a study of why words are the way they are. I'm not ignorant to, or I don't ignore why words, are the way they are, and I owe it to this class, right? Every word has a meaning that's deeper than what we know. So the word relationship has two words: relation and ship, right?
Right.
So most times, you know what I mean? I'm a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan.
Okay.
That's like people are like big into Marvel.
Right.
I'm not too big into Marvel. But Captain Jack, that's my guy.
That's your dude. Okay.
That's my guy.
Okay,
if I could be any superhero, I'm going to be Captain Jack. That's my guy. So anyways, ship, okay? So this word ship is really crucial. Mm-hmm. That part of the word relationship is really crucial because every time I think of the word ship, I think of Captain Jack saying, or one of his crew members, because they always ask the captain, do we have a heading? Where are we going? What is our destination?
Right.
What are we about to do next?
Right.
So I don't think that it's by chance that word ship is in relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I've said all that to say that when you're in a relationship, lots of times people lose interest when you're not going the same direction that they're trying to go. Right? So I'm trying to become a better me.
Right.
Trying to become a better version of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to achieve greater things. If that's not the direction that you're trying to go, if that's not the heading that you have for this relationship, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I can feel that.
It's never going to work.
That's kind of deep.
And so what happens is...
He got a teardrop coming down his eye.
What happens is you never really reach happiness until... And the cool thing... this is so dope. When you're in a relationship where the heading changes, where you literally co-captain, here's another word that you have to... meaning like we both have equal stake in this. Mm-hmm. It's not... Like when you hear the word co-pilot, we all know there's a main pilot and there's like an assistant. Yeah. No. But the truth of the matter is we both share the same responsibility. And so what I mean by that is me and my wife, we do this co-piloting thing where like, okay, for this particular season in life, mm-hmm. this is my vision. This is where I want to go. Right. And so she then falls in line with that. And then there are times where she says, okay, babe, this is where I want to go.
Right.
I stop what I'm doing, or I put that on the back burner and I'm focused on where she wants to go. Like, for instance, she wanted to get her master's.
Right.
Okay, well, I got stuff that I'm doing. I got things that I'm like, you know what I'm saying, focused on.
Right.
But because this is what you want to do in this particular time, I'm going to put this stuff to the back burner. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing.
Right.
But I'm going to make what you want to do more important than what I am doing. And we're going to make sure we get there. She got her master's.
That's what's up. I think that's healthy though. Like that's healthy for you to do that. But I think sometimes in relationships there comes a point where even like both of you are going through things. So let's say like she's talking about she wants to get her master's, right? But you having like a midlife crisis or something like that, and you just feel like you cannot mentally help her. Like you can't make the relationship stop because of that. And so like I think that sometimes people in relationships prematurely only because of like certain situations. Like sometimes we get selfish. Like in life, sometimes we get selfish.
And it's a necessity to be selfish.
It's self-preservation.
You talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Self-preservation is very important.
Yeah.
I realize I have to take time for myself.
Most definitely.
If I'm everything all the time to everybody else, I always tend to put myself behind everybody. Mm-hmm. And so I'm always fearful that if I go down, like from mentally, physical exhaustion, from all I do, because I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a brother, I'm a son. And in that role, all those roles, I'm the head. Like I'm the oldest son. So when my parents call, I got to do for them. I'm a father, so I got to do for all my kids. I'm a husband, so I got to do that for my wife. At the time, I was a boss. I was somebody's employer. I had to do something for them. I always had to be the head of every situation I dealt with on a day in, day out basis. And so I realized that I had to take time for myself. It was what I realized, that every day I take time out. I don't touch any social media for like the first 30 minutes of my day.
That's good. That's good.
I wake up and I do meditation. It's me.
Right.
And so that's where that stemmed from, where he was saying. But I have to take time for me and to be selfish so I can be still that guy and better for all those hats or those roles I wear, is what I pretty much said. And so I think you can be selfish in a relationship, but your spouse has to let you, or your spouse or your significant other has to let you be selfish. Because when you're being selfish, 50% of the time I'll say this, that you're just trying to better yourself or better your circumstance.
I think selfish is probably the wrong word, because when I think of a selfish person, I think of someone who doesn't care about the next person. They only think about self-preservation only and not anyone else. So I think there should be another word that we use besides just selfish, like maybe self-awareness. Yeah. Because you have to be aware of self first.
Self-maintenance.
Yeah, self-maintenance. Right, self-maintenance. But I don't think selfish is the right word to use.
Because I want to be good for you. I want to be the best that I can for my wife. Right. The only way that I can be the best that I can for my wife is if I take care of me.
That's right.
Self-maintenance.
I have to get my oil change, for lack of better words. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? And so that's important. But I'm with you though.
I think you can take care of self without leaving the other person out. And selfish people, they don't care about the other person. They just worry about self. So I think self-maintenance is a perfect word, because like you have to maintain yourself, but you cannot forget about your wife. You feel me? Like you can never forget about your wife, because that's your wife. Right. So I think selfish is the wrong word to use. So if anything, we have to rearrange how we speak. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to speak selfishness in the atmosphere. You know, us, we're believers of Christ. I know you are too. Yeah. We don't want to speak selfishness upon us. We want to speak self-maintenance, because then God will help, lead us to that self-maintenance. Because if you're selfish, if you speak, I can be selfish, then that's what you're putting into the atmosphere. That's what you will receive. And you don't want to be selfish because you don't want to forget about your significant other.
Fact though. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
I got a little different outlook, but we save that for another day.
Another podcast, bro.
No, I just think you can be selfish in moments. You can't have your selfishness linger on. Like you can have a moment of selfishness, and it could just be a moment.
So there's a season, but you can have a selfish episode.
Yeah. Like
I don't know.
You can take one out of 16
episodes. Like,
I think you can take it.
Okay, about a whole season. Like
out of 16.
Grey's Anatomy got like 24 episodes in one season.
And so you need that one time to say, hey, I got to do this for me and nobody else. And that's not maintenance. Maintenance is something you reoccurring doing. Yeah. You got to keep it up. But when you got to get a new car, you don't maintenance it. You got to get a new car because it's a need.
And everything else falls in the back.
Yeah.
Phone bill falls to the back. Like, I need this.
It's a need.
Because I got to get to work.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, I got to get to work so I can pay this phone bill. But what I need right now is this this car.
Because there's other options. You can ride the bus, you can walk, you can Uber, you can live. But in that moment, you have to be selfish to get that car.
We need to look up the definition of selfish to figure out if that's the appropriate term to use.
I think sometimes when you have to make certain decisions, you have to do it for yourself and deal with the consequences. Because everything has for every action is a reaction. We all heard it.
Yeah.
And some things you have to make for yourself to help others. It's selfish.
But you're helping see, you put others in it though. You're doing it for yourself to help others. Selfish people don't think about others. They're narcissists. They only think about themselves.
I don't think selfish
Here
people.
we go. The definition is
Thank you.
lacking consideration for others.
Okay.
Concerned chiefly with one's own
agenda,
personal profit or pleasure. Concerned chiefly with one's own personal profit or pleasure, lacking consideration for others. That is the definition of selfish.
I don't know. I think it.
Is there a place for that in relationship?
I don't know.
I can tell. I'll give you a prime example of my life. Damon knows this.
Don't hurt yourself.
No, Damon knows this. I literally quit a $50,000 job to focus on what I wanted to do.
You better go back. No, I'm like, what you do? You do what?
And
take me back.
Did you talk to your wife about it before you did it?
I said, hey, this is what I'm thinking. She said, well, I support you.
Okay, so you weren't being selfish, because a selfish person would have did it without consulting their wife. You're not selfish.
So maybe you have a belief that's not really real.
No, I actually broke a promise. I told her I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't quit the job. I promised her that when I told her I was doing it, and sometimes their duty is just to relinquish. Sometimes your duty, like Damon said, hey, she wanted to get her master's. He had stuff going on, but he supports her even though he had his things going on. And so my wife took the thing saying, I support you, even though you breaking this promise that you said you wouldn't do.
Yeah. It was too late. You already broke the promise. I mean, she had no less choice now.
I asked before I technically did it.
Okay.
And I knew it would come up. She said, yeah, I support you. And it's that half support. I'm going to support you because you are who you are and this is what we're doing. But was she happy about it? No, not at all.
But you considered her, though. That makes you not as selfish. Yeah, if she told me not to do
it, I probably would have did it for 2 more weeks. And then did it. But no, it was selfish of me to do it. And I did it strictly for my reasons and my objectives in my head. I can't keep giving somebody 50 hours of my time, 50 plus hours of my time a week, and they give me no consideration in everything I'm doing in my outside life.
And I'm with you, but that goes into that Dame Dash conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Remember he had that interview with the Breakfast Club where he was like,
you shouldn't have no boss and all that.
You shouldn't have no boss. It's like, okay. Yeah, like I get what you're trying to say, what you trying to say, bro, but the truth of the matter is my boss is my kids and my wife.
Yeah.
That's we really break it down, like we really go like that's my boss. Like those are my boss. So I'm not here getting this check and these benefits because of you. I'm here because
of me.
Of my kids, of my wife, of my family. So I'm with you though, bro. Like I feel like you should pursue your dreams. Like you should pursue your desires, but at the same time, there are some people who aren't willing to put in the work that you're willing to put in.
Right.
No.
Who say, "Oh, I'm not about to work for another company."
But they're not grinding. They're not
grinding. They're not hustling.
Because I'm gonna give this disclaimer. I probably made that decision. I'm probably losing $100 a week.
That's not bad, $100.
But I'm working 20 hours less for that business, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that other 20 hours I put during my business. So I still work 80 hours a week, but 50 of it is for myself directly. Like I'm cashing my own checks for 50 hours.
Yeah.
And the other 30 goes from my little hustles I do.
But that gives you more time with your wife and your kids and your family.
And that's my point in everything, because when somebody dictates what you can work and when you work or how you work or what you can do and how you work because they give you a paycheck, it's a different thing. Even when I left, Dane can say this. I had to be at work at 5 a.m. and I was waking up at 3:30.
I don't know how you was doing it.
Wow. I would not have no job.
Like I literally,
it's
what I was at. Had to get up at 3:30 every morning, and so
Wow,
then when
that's
I
terrible.
went into doing my hustles, I would still get up at 5. I'd get up at 4 a.m. and still start my day doing that hustle
Right.
at 5 a.m, 5:30 in the morning, because it's easier for me to get up on my own.
Yeah.
I told Dame I don't have to hit an alarm clock no more unless I have something to do.
Right.
Like I literally let myself wake up when I want to wake up, and I start my hustles and go my day. And it's still early in the morning because I'm an early person. Like I still get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I still think your ambition's not supremely selfish. Like, you're doing it for self-preservation because you care about, I mean, you want to be happy. You feel me? But also you want your family to be happy too. And I think that even though you were doing it for yourself, you're also doing it for your family as well. So even though it's not
completely selfish.
It's not the ideal thing to do, like just be like, babe, like I'm about to quit this job, like you with me or you not or not, you know what I'm saying? But like
somebody told me I was living the dream the other day.
But still,
you quit your job, start your own business, and
Yeah.
you're doing this. That's the dream.
and you said that you're only making $100 less, but you're spending more time with your family, so like it works out. You know what I'm saying? It works out. So it's still a good thing though, because like
Because I would pay $100 to spend more time with my family right now.
yeah. For real.
I know.
That's
Trust.
precious. Kids grow up fast. Like I don't have no kids, but I got nieces and nephews. I'm like, what happened? Like I seen you a week ago. Right. Like how did you grow up like that? Like that's crazy. So like I can just imagine having a family and then, you know what I'm saying, not being able to be there for them like I want. So I think you're doing the right thing.
No, I'm there.
But selfish people, they would quit it just because they don't feel like working all them hours and then keep all the money for themselves and be like, babe, you're going to have to figure this out. Like,
I'm going to sit at home wait.
I done went to the casino and the strip club. You know what I'm saying? I had to toss them ones. You know, she was looking kind of good. You know, she looked like Cardi B. You know, she was
So have y'all seen Acrimony?
I have
Have
not.
you seen it?
I have not seen it, but I read about it and I heard about it.
I want to go.
I want to go see it. But
Let's go this week, bro.
let's go this week.
All right, we're gonna
you
go
tell
this
me
week.
today when you available, because my schedule is very flexible.
You're flexible.
I got a couple meetings.
Flexible.
Got a couple meetings
We might be able to go tomorrow
Aren't
night.
you the lucky one?
tomorrow night.
Monday.
Yeah, I can do tomorrow night.
You know, I hear on Tuesdays they got like discounts at the Noblesville Town Center.
You know, I use my. I got a student ID.
You got, hey.
Oh yeah, I'm a student too.
Working the
I'm a
system.
student. I'm a student of life.
Right.
I ain't been a
right.
student a couple years, but it's still valid.
Y'all about to get that discount.
I need them $7 movie tickets.
Speaking of which, Black Panther surpassed
Titanic, yes.
Titanic.
And
Yes.
dang, what I say? I said all I wanted to do.
You did. He
fastest?
said this. You go back to episode like two
or
or three. Rome said all I wanted to do is surpass Titanic.
Well,
And
it did that.
It has officially. It's the #1 action movie.
A hero movie as of right now.
That's
I
what's
think
up.
the 27th. This don't get hurt with new Avengers movie.
The Infinity Wars or something like that.
I do not believe that movie is going to do as. I do not believe that. Okay, let me say this. That movie, I do not believe that movie is going to do as well as Black Panther. If it does do as well as Black Panther, it's because of Black Panther.
Exactly.
I will say this. I think it because of Black Panther, because we will go see it.
We going.
We will go see
Because we
it
just want to see him again.
But
Right.
They already
trying to see him. I don't care about nothing
But
else.
dang near though. Hold on, wait. Let me ask you this, sis. Dang near. Is Killmonger like the more fan favorite than T'Challa?
Low key, maybe.
It's because like I've been seeing a lot of Killmonger fan art, a lot of Killmonger like.
it's because we can relate to him. That's how we feel.
He's us.
He embodies us.
But I mean, yes, because he understands our pain. You feel me? Like he understands our pain, but ultimately, I feel like he should have like connected and be like, bro, like we can do this together. But he was like, no, like F everybody, like it's.
Well, but that happens though. Like when you're like, okay, for instance, when you're in a situation like them boys from Starbucks. Have you seen that?
I did.
The boys from Starbucks. It's like, okay, listen, like, I'm here waiting for a friend to come, and I gotta pee. I want to know if I can pee. Nah, we don't let.
They handled that.
We don't let non-paying
Did you notice that?
They handled that situation very well.
They were very calm. They didn't.
I don't think I could have been that calm. I would have been.
Now we'll say.
And I'm going to jail. I'm just about to act up. Like I'm already going to jail. Like I'm about to act up fool.
They didn't get out for like a whole
day.
Yeah,
but they don't have
over
no charges.
24 hours.
They don't have no charges. They don't have anything. Because if they acted the fool, resisted, now you got a charge.
I probably wouldn't have resisted, but I've been like, I would have had some.
You know what resisting is? Saying no. Why? That's resisting.
Saying why is wow.
If the cop was being
Rome, just in case you didn't know this, but Rome has been through the process of possibly being a city police officer.
Okay, so he know the. Okay,
I work for. I worked in the system.
I do know that you worked out. Duh. I do know that. I knew that. I knew that. Wow.
And so,
asking why.
I mean, if the police is on.
So they can give me a misdemeanor for asking why.
I mean, if they tell you to do something and you don't comply.
That's crazy.
It's resisting.
That's crazy.
So yeah, no. So Killmonger. You know what I mean? He's that same guy in Starbucks. Those two black dudes in Starbucks who.
But he would have punched him though.
maybe
not. I don't know. You know
it depends where he was in his in his maturation.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Killmonger, what we seen, no. But Killmonger, he was in the military, so he has discipline.
Oh, yeah.
Facto.
He know how to listen to people.
You got a good point. You
know how to comply.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, man, I think it's gonna be interesting. I think they are gonna be. This is what I do think. I don't think that the white people behind Black Panther anticipated how much of a fan favorite Killmonger would be. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I do not think that they anticipated how, there's no question he gets more love.
Who do you think wrote that part?
T'Challa.
You think a white person wrote that part?
No, it was.
Who do you think wrote that part?
I think it was a lot of your boy Ryan Coogler.
Facto.
Yeah.
He's the director. He puts stuff in.
And shout out to Disney. I mean, you can do more. I'm going to call you out. You can do more, but I appreciate what you're doing. They're putting a STEM program in Oakland.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is it based off the movie? Or just...
They're doing it with the money
that they
generated from Black Panther.
They made billions of dollars. I'm going to need Disney to come through, okay? I'm going to need Disney to come through.
Disney is putting the actual STEM, after-school program type situation together.
They better.
Hey, yo, I would love to come out there, Disney. If y'all listening, if y'all need a director of, programs, I'm here for you.
If y'all need anything, just hit me up.
If you need a PR person,
I can manage it. I can manage it. And all you gotta do is play relocation calls. That's all I need.
I just want a Disney check. I want to see what happens when Walt Disney's on the check.
Bruh, it should be a lot of money. I feel like real talk.
I'll take a pay cut. Just give me that.
Bruh.
Yeah, man. But so
that's like $50 an hour.
They said that Chadwick, the T'Challa, they said he signed on for 5 films initially. Mm-hmm. So he did the joint Civil War.
He did Civil War. He did Black Panther. And it's going to be 2 Infinity War. Or 2 Infinity Wars.
It's going to be 2 of them?
Yeah, it's going to be
so Black Panther going to be in both of them, though, right?
Correct.
That's all that matters. Hey!
I don't know, man. It's interesting. So, it's mad interesting to see what this Infinity War turnout is going to be.
So I'm already telling you, if you pay attention, because if you pay attention of contracts and what you know about business, Robert Downey Jr. His contract is coming up. He's Iron Man. Chris, the other guy, Captain America.
It seems like they ran through the first Spider-Man fast, but they didn't. Like he had like a good 4 movies. The initial like when they first did the big the
Tobey
Amazing.
Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
All those.
He did what, 4?
3. I think it's 3.
3. Okay, he did 3.
He did 3. But I mean, so spoiler.
Hey,
maybe.
No. Well, before you get to that, I just want you guys to know that what made those 3, but for Tobey Maguire possible, was my man Blade. Shout out to Wesley Snipes one time.
Hey, shout out to Wesley.
They made money off of the Blade trilogy, and that's what funded Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So I think Iron Man's not making it. Thor's not making it. Captain America not making it.
I'm not intrigued by Iron Man whatsoever. It's trash.
Really?
I like
Robert.
Yeah, I like him. I'm not saying you pay him as much as you've been paying him.
He revitalized it. He started this whole MCU.
The whole I'm with you.
And so
because he's been in everything.
Yeah, he's Tony Stark. But he's coming to the end. Because, like, I think in 2020, the new Avengers, which is Black Panther 2, like, he's part of the Avengers later on.
Does he have more money than Tony?
Yeah.
Is that true? Like in the Marvel world, is that true? Because, there's, like, reality in the Marvel world.
In the Marvel world, he has more money.
He has more money than Tony?
Yeah.
I wonder if they allude to that in this new one. I wonder if they like kind of hint at that.
No, I think what I have seen or what I have heard, what I have read, they fight like the battle on 3 different stages. Like you see Tony Stark in New York, you see T'Challa and Winter Soldier and Wakanda, and then I think they fight in Hong Kong, and that's Thor and them. Okay. So they fight but they meet. But it's a 2-part movie. They already alluded to that. It's a 2-parter.
Oh, that's what's up.
Well, I'm excited.
I am too.
I want to go see it.
I wonder
how. And you know what? We should do this for the show. We should get a casual white Caucasian fan.
I got one.
And ask like, yo, how did you feel when you seen like people in like dashikis and shit? Like, how did you feel? Like,
we need a conservative.
Yeah, we need a conservative perspective.
Colonizer.
Colonizer.
We need a conservative colonizer to come through.
There will be no challenge today.
We need a conservative colonizer.
Dang, man. So
I don't know no conservative colonizers like that.
We might have to.
I might know one.
I know
where
one. You work, a bunch.
Well, actually, you're right. I probably know more than I like to admit.
That's awesome. Well, listen, man, sis, it was dope having you here.
I'm happy I could pull through. Your girl was happy she could come through.
Yeah, man. No, it was super duper dope. I appreciate you coming through.
Hey, anytime.
Wrong?
What?
Wrong?
Was this a good episode?
Wrong.
It was. I think
Jay Wrong?
like the last 4.
What are you trying to say, Wrong?
Just saying the last 4 or 5 episodes.
I know, what are you trying to say, Wrong?
Are my favorite episodes.
Because people go back 4 or 5 episodes, they're gonna hear something.
No, it's just a different mood, like you said on the second episode.
Oh, so that was my fault.
Yeah, you said it. You started it. You can even get 4 or 5 in before you say, "Hey, I really like this vibe. We in a new place." Like you can get 5 in. I said it 5 in, and you try to make it something out of nothing. I'm just reiterating what you said 3 to 4 episodes ago.
Okay, well, listen, it is definitely a new vibe. Listen, man, Kamaya, she's awesome. She came through. She definitely, you know what I mean. I feel like I became a better person after this. Like,
oh my God!
No,
what?
seriously.
Amen.
Like, we talked about because we're running down. We talked about you know, the whole me being sexist piece.
Right, and possibly I'm sexist as well.
Yeah, you helped me out.
That's terrible. Oh my God, somebody
Yeah,
help me.
Then we went into, you know what I'm saying, a couple different things as far as relationships. You know
Right, we did hit the relationship.
We hit the relationship piece.
We hit the artistry thing.
Hit the artistry piece,
and I'm about to get beat up when I leave. It's all good.
Yeah. And then we ended with, you know what I'm saying, this Black Panther movie.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. You know what I'm saying? Sneakers. So anyways, man, listen, sis, we gotta have you back. Like,
hey, whenever it's whatever. I'm back whenever.
All right, we gotta have you back.
I'm back
for
whenever.
Sure.
Hey, check me out on social media though.
Facto. Whoa. I was gonna say you got a lot of stuff coming up.
I do.
Talk about it.
In Indianapolis, I got Life Jennings with a guest artist Sunshine Anderson coming through. That's going to be May 17th.
Can I say something real quick? I'm sorry.
Ahead, say it.
That Life album is probably one of them. His first joint.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most underrated albums.
So you're gonna be at the concert? You're gonna be at the show?
Yeah.
I'm in there like swimwear with the thin wear.
Yes.
We don't have these discussions after we get off.
Okay.
We don't work this out.
Okay. So we got that going down.
Okay,
you know what I'm
so
saying?
you got that going down.
Yes.
May 17th.
May 17th.
Okay.
It's a Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you get them babysitters on deck.
Oh, facto.
You feel me?
Take Friday off.
Right. Or just take a little later day. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be there at 7 or 8, maybe 9 or 10 or something like that. You know?
9 and 10 makes a big difference.
It does. Okay.
You just take a Friday off. You just take a Friday
You
off.
trying to have to take the whole Friday off. They don't need that paycheck though.
You take a Friday.
You take Friday off, but
If it was a Wednesday or Thursday, you take
Okay, take the Friday off.
But
Take the Friday off.
after that Friday morning breakfast, you're like, damn, man, I could have went to work for this shit. like I love my wife, but I'm like, yo, this shit, I could have went to work for this shit. I could have been.
You better make that money, bro.
You bring laundry downstairs.
You better make that money, bro. You gotta pay for that laundry detergent, all that.
Right. No, I dig it. So what else is going on? Tell me more about creative culture.
All creative culture we got. So we got the concert going on. I am helping a church in the city of Anderson plan their 10th anniversary. So that is going to be dope. We thinking about bringing a large gospel artist out for that one.
Okay.
So I can't necessarily reveal all the details of that because it ain't been squared away yet. We ain't signed the contracts and all that yet. But so I got a lot going on with creative culture. I'm still adding more people to my clientele list. You feel me? So I got a lot of people I don't have a lot of people, but I have enough people on my clientele list. We just continuously keep growing. We're a creative firm, so we do a little bit of everything. Like I said, the marketing, the social media, the event planning. Because I done worked at all types of event theaters. I've been banquet managers. I've been event coordinators, event directors, all that. So we just going for the gusto this year.
Making it move. I can dig it. Rome, we got something coming up, right?
Yep. April 27th.
Facto.
We have the All Black Affair.
Yeah.
7 p.m. to 11 p.m. We're working on an after set also.
That's gonna be nice.
Tickets are $15, food included while it lasts. Just come out. And the All Black Affair is clothing and apparel, not your color of your skin. So everybody's welcome.
Ethnicity when we say All Black Affair.
So
shout out to all my white
wear
folks.
all
Come
black.
through.
Yeah, just wear all black. It's nothing formal, it's casual. Come as you are.
Here we go. Okay.
Okay, church.
Listen.
Oh, right.
Preach.
They don't tell you.
Culturally correct AME.
So let's get in
Pastor
there.
Rome.
We got tickets. Hit us up for
as
tickets.
you are.
Hit us on Facebook. We got an Instagram. Get in contact us. It's a couple weeks away. So let us know about those tickets. Get in touch with about the tickets. And maybe we might have a big reveal at that party. So be
A big reveal?
big reveal. Kind of.
We might see what happens. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Listen, man, we are super duper excited that you guys chose to check out this podcast this week. I dang near feel like your mama should be listening to this podcast. So please make sure that you send this to her. She should definitely hear it. You know what I'm saying? And so anyways, listen, we love you. We thank you so much for coming through. Peace. Thank you so much for Kamaya for coming through.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
And this is Culturally Correct. Peace.